Good morning. We started yesterday a mimer in Likktei Torah, Parshas Achrei, which is page 50, and we got into a whole beer. Why does it say Yechaper and doesn't say exactly that Yechaper Hashem? And then we explained the idea of Tshuva, and we got into the whole discussion that just like a fire needs to have fuel to keep the fire going, so too Hashem needs our Torah and our mitzvahs to keep the fire, to keep the Eid and Safe down into this world. And the last thing we explained is the idea of Baruch Atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech ha'olam, that we're asking that the Havaya should be Elokeinu, that we should be batal, that should be in a way of melech ha'olam. Okay, we're holding now page, it's Chavav. The line starts with Eizem Ma'ura. L'chein Eimrim. That's why we say Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam. We say, Blessed you Hashem, our God, who's the King of the world. Pirush, Shevurach v'yumshach li'Hashem Havaya. We should be able to bench and draw down the level of Havaya. Lahavis kol nimtzayim ma'idei she'elanu b'chinas Elokeinu. You should draw down the level of Hashem, that it should be Elokeinu, v'aziyah, then automatically Melech ha'olam. It will be he will be the King of the world. Now, the Likktei came b'chol shachar. The Chacham instituted, we say this every morning. The Yois ki mechadesh b'tuvi b'choyim tom mas b'reishus. Since, as we know, we say in the bracha of Yitzhak, that Hashem is mechadesh every single the world, every single moment. Okay, we did this also. Sorry, we actually went further. And then we explained, my apologies, we went a little bit further. We got into the idea of Baras Vitzartiv Afa Sisiv. Okay, we'll do this very quickly again, so just to refresh. Okay, particularly Lamer came Bechol Shachar, the Yiskim Bechadish, B'Chom Tom Mas B'Reishus Mahav Yisrael Na'ayim Yesham Buchad, Ach Ein Nimtza Mashal Kamei V'Dugmas Lamata Klal Laharis B'Chush Rak Efes V'Katzeo. So the Alter Rebbe said that it's not to give the mashal, it's not even enough to explain this idea properly. That every single day it shine like from the beginning of the world. That first there was chashech and then nehera. But that's why Rosh Hashanah we say Zeh hayoim tchilas ma'asecha. This is the day of the beginning of your ma'asecha. Zikor and the Yom Rishon, you have to remember the first day. So he explains this. On Rosh Hashanah, we know the world was created. Now, and every single year, every year we're reincarnating and we're being mechadish. We're bringing the Ma'aseh Bereishis again. So just like that happens every year, in regards to Rosh Hashanah, also every single day, Hashem is mechadish b'tuvi b'chol yom tov Ma'aseh Bereishis. And when we say Baruch, and he's going to explain this idea of Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam. Now, we explained Yitzartiv. We explained yesterday is b'chinas dibur, is the level of dibur. She'isa tzura la'isa machshava. What's dibur? Dibur it forms what you're thinking, what the machshava is. Ve'ein ha'isa dibur yesh ma'ayin k'ma isa machshava. Now, the letters of yesh ma'ayin, the letters isa dibur. That's not, you're not creating yesh ma'ayin like the oisis machshava, which we know are yesh ma'ayin. Because you already had the letters in the machshava. And you only had the form and the revelation of the letters of the machshava. It's just like a formation for the material. Now, we explained what's Yitzartiv? Yitzartiv, we said, Barasiv Yitzartiv Afa Sisiv. So he said that Yitzartiv is the level of Dibur, and that's the level of Hunegadat Teda. That corresponds to the level of Teda, Sheikah Mitzvah Dibur. Because the main mitzvah of Torah has to be with your speech. Like it says, you have to speak in Torah. And we know the halacha is that just thinking about something, the halacha is it's not enough. It's just thinking about something but not articulating it in Torah, you're not Yetzir. So he says, even though Torah is much higher than davening, like it says, and we read every day, it's a Mishnah, and we say it every day, that Torah is equivalent to everything. So we see that Torah is higher than Tefillah. He says, on the contrary, since Torah is a very high level, that Torah originates from the level of Sisim Dechol Sisimin. So, you're not able to receive this aid in a revealed way until it actually comes down into Ilam Hazak Kil Kol Yagiv. So the only way to bring down this very high light is dafka through the Torah coming down to this world, and that's going to be with Hevel, with actually saying things. As we know, and it's explained many times, that dafka in the Lamata comes the highest revelation. So that's the idea of Yitzartiv, which is Dibur, which that's Teda. And in order for it to come down, it has to be in a way of speech. Until you're going to actually speak, the revelation won't come down. So we explained Barosiv, which we said that's Machshava. Yitzartiv is Dibur. Afasisiv, what's Afasisiv is Keneged, Maisat Tzedakah. This is the Maisat Tzedakah. It's actually doing Tzedakah. And these three things, so just like we said, that in order for a regular fire to, we said like this, in order for a regular fire to actually continue to fuel, so that is, it has to do with, you have to fuel the fire. You have to bring up psila, and you have to bring eitzim, and if not, the fire won't continue. So too, in order to ignite, in order to ignite the fire, in order to bring down the Eid Hashem, in order to bring down the Ein Seif, it needs fuel, which that's Teda Mitzvahs. It explains like just like we see that when you have fire which catches onto wood, so the fire is very strong. It's very grub, it's very coarse. Now, when fire catches onto a wick, it's a very small light. But when the fire catches onto those fire, it's amazing how you have those fire starters. You can have fire that touches wood. It's very coarse. It's all over the place. It's thick, and then you have the small little thin psila that it's thin, but it mamish makes the fire go. Okay, but the point is sometimes you have the psila. It's very erdmud, but it's dark. So too, when you have these aschus er Hashem in machshava, that's very small light. So machshava, that's like a small light. It's like the psila. And then you have the mice and the diber, which is a lot stronger. The akimas maisav have a maisav. Just like we know the halacha says, the akimas svasav, just enunciating and moving your lips, that's a ma'aser. The pasuk says, "Hayem la'aseisam ksiv kizeh kalad v'tachas yedidas neshamasa leilam hazeh lahamshach el Hashem mechinas gilei menem amalas at seif ma'aser avashos machshava hiruchnis dok binuchnis animshach nispashat damat b'chinas ma'aser v'derech zeh beit nesachometz yish v'agasos le'ner davke shabir machshava." He says like this. Elam shebchinas ha'ma'aser v'adibar hispashut se'ed hu harbe v'nikar pulasav k'may she'anu roim beruchnis adam b'nefesh haruch yunis shepulas ha'machshav b'shebereish ene kol kach k'may pulas ha'raglayim she'em menanim es ha'guf u'melichim maklam makim. So you have a nefesh ha'yunis, So the nefesh achiyunis is a lot. You see the connection between the nefesh achiyunis and let's say the raglayim a lot more than when it comes to the machshava. Now, even though when you think about it, there's more of like a connection between, your machshava is working the whole time, and the nefesh achiyunis obviously has to be pumping the machshava the entire time. But if you want to see begashmi is more of a nicker, you see it in the foot. That your foot hurts or whatever. It has a connection to the nefesh achiyunis. Nevertheless, never the regel is not the ikar; it's the reishush zikr. Shbei tolo kol chayis nefesh adam. Al shneim stichim zelazeh. You need both. Kach inyan Tefliah Tzdukah tzedakah. Therefore, you need to have by Tefliah Tzdukah. Even though we're saying that it's three different levels, and we're saying Tefliah is the level of diber, and Tefillah is the level of machshav, and Tzedakah is the level of ma'isa. You need to have all three things in order to have proper revelation. Okay, so he says like this: Gimel v'hinei will start with the sefes bir akosov to clarify the explanation and of the pasuk we said yesterday. Ki Hashem aleikecha, that Hashem your God eish oichelu is like a consuming fire. Tzarich lahaskir. To mention, ki b'shem sha'esh ein nitbas, v'nechas heite b'psila oy be'etzim lohar al haaretz ki im kishu eish oichla. So just like fire does not actually catch on to either a wick or wood, unless there's like the fire consumes. The hainu kishecheles ma shemachizim ba. The fire has to consume exactly the wood and the psila. If not, then there won't be a fire. At the end of the day, you can have the fire, you can have the wood, and you can have the psila, but nothing's catching on because it's too dry, it doesn't connect. So in order for that to be Hashem Leikecha, what are we saying? It has to be Eish Oichala. There has to be a burning fire, which means that the fire has to connect to the wick and to the wood. So he says, what does it have to do with anything? Kach in Hashem nechaz yafa v'shedeh b'nefesh adam be'echad megimal dvarim elokim bebitul ratzin k'leis ha'nefesh elav yisbarach. So too, the eir of Hashem will not catch on and will not reside in the soul of a person with these three things. In other words, you can have Torah, you can have avodah, you can have Torah, you can have tefillah, you can have tzedakah, you can do all three of them, and the point of nothing's happening. Why not? So he says, at the end of the day, you have the prerequisite is you have to also be a bottletika person. In order to have these three things, and in order for it to be effective, you have to have the bittul ratzon. He explains, because a spirit brings a spirit and draws down a spirit. So therefore, the amshachas of Hashem is dependent on the Torah mitzvahs of a Yid. He says, "V'yokem edus b'Yaakov." The Torah is some b'Yisrael. Ki Yaakov Yisrael b'chinas hiskaf v'yisabcha. Yaakov and Yisrael are the levels of hiskafia and hisabcha. Yaakov, as we said a few times, Yaakov is Yud Okev, which that's the idea. He's being mevar birurim, which is hiskafia, and Yisrael's kisarisa is the level of hisabcha. This is we said in Torah and Parshas Vayishlach. The Alter Rebbe explains ba'arichas the difference between Yaakov Yisrael, which is hiskafia and hisabcha. So, in order to get this, this is through Torah mitzvahs. However, if you're not going to have the bittul, you can have the Torah, you can have the mitzvahs, but you don't have the bittul, then it's not shaykh to draw down this Eir Hashem. Okay, we'll stop over.